Hello, everyone. I hope you're well. Welcome into Community Distance Reiki. I'm Danielle, and I'll be bringing us through some healing. Feel free to go ahead and use the chat to request any personal healing that you might have. Uh, I'll go ahead and pick some crystals for the crystal grid based on that. And I'm so glad all of you are here. I hope you're well. Welcome to This is our first time on YouTube, so I know there'll be a couple of little glitches here and there. Thank you so much for sitting through it with me. I appreciate all of you so much for making the jump over to YouTube with me. Feel free to go ahead and use the chat to request any personal healing that you might need. Okay, so let's see what we got here. I'm so excited to go ahead and pick some crystals for you all. This is our first time on YouTube, so I know there'll be a couple of little glitches here and there. Thank you so much for sitting through it with me. I appreciate all of you so much for making the jump over to YouTube with me. And I mean, coming over from Zoom to YouTube is a big jump, and a lot of you are very supportive of this. Deeply appreciated. Let me know if the sound is needing some adjustment. I'm also really excited to have some background music for all of you after all this time. Right now we're building up to a full moon. We're coming out of a new moon. I know things are pretty tough right now, but this is a great month for a lot of new starts. As we start to get closer to the full moon is a little bit more, and I know people use it for manifesting, and of course you can manifest anytime, but I feel like the full moon is more about letting go, where new moon time, like right now we're in a moon phase that's called a waxing. It's meaning it's getting bigger. So this is a good time to start working on things that we want to grow, where the full moon is a good day to kind of sit, reflect, reflect on all you've done, take a day of self-care, and from there, as the moon goes back towards a new moon, it's what's called waning or getting smaller. And that time is about letting go of the things that might be in your way. And so that's the sort of lunar cycle for healing, for wellness, and for manifestation. You don't have to use it that way, of course, but that's when the lunar waves are sort of like the wind at your back, if you will. So feel free to go ahead and use this time, set any intentions you might have. And we'll go ahead and get started. I've been thinking about what crystals we might want for our very first community distance Reiki. I've already put out the protective stones, the usual ones that we have been using, black tourmaline, shungite, and Dalmatian jasper, our old buddy. Dalmatian jasper has been amazing. It's something that can be so subtle and so profound at the same time. Black tourmaline actually runs through the white jasper. This allows it to help clear our aura. Dalmatian jasper can come in any number of colors. We most often see it in white, although I've seen it in every color of the rainbow. I would love to see if I could get, for the crystal shop, a collection of these crystals in all different colors with the black tourmaline running through them, with the intention of using them for clearing the energy of each chakra. Trying, trying to make it happen, manifesting that too. But yeah, feel free to go ahead and use the chat if you have any special requests at all. And for that matter, let me know if you have any special crystals you've wanted to work with or wanted to try. I'm all about reaching into the bag of tricks, throwing them onto the grid, and allowing you to experience them here before you go out and buy them, or if it's something you can't really find, more than happy to let you steer the grid. Today I've got a beautiful piece of amethyst in the center, an amethyst, raw amethyst right here. This is actually a gift from a student, which is a big part of why I wanted to include that today. Right in the center, to have the raw crystals sort of pointed out like that, all of those different points help to send the energy out into the universe in many different directions. And so having amethyst, which is a stone of self-care, introspection, ownership of things that you want to improve of, ownership of things that you want to let go of, uh, learning a little bit about boundaries, and really just sort of seeing yourself for exactly as you are, good, bad, and all the things. I feel like it's a really great stone to help us start to connect with ourselves as we go forward with community distance Reiki here on YouTube. We're also recording this. You'll be able to see all of the community distance Reikis that have happened before. You'll be able to replay them. So over time, we'll have a nice big arrangement of past community distance Reikis. Will the energy reach you where you are in that moment in the future? Absolutely, because Reiki knows no bounds. Add some Sodalite, you absolutely got it. Absolutely got it. I absolutely love Sodalite. Let me see what I can find. Do, 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 do. Sodalite you got. And thank you for the request. So let's see what else. Sodalite is one of the first crystals I actually started working with way back when. I love it for the throat chakra, but I also, as we express things and we bring those through, it also really helps with sort of a grounding sense, like feeling a little bit more stable within ourselves as we communicate that, or at least that's how I feel about it. Yeah, absolutely love it. It's so close in appearance to lapis too. And lapis is a little bit harder one to get a hold of these days. I I mean, mining is not the kindest thing to the earth or to the people who are doing the mining. Like it's just not, which is part of why I try to get from the most sustainable resources I can, usually cast offs from the jewelry industry, people I met when I was on Jewelers Row and connections there about whenever possible. But that's what most tumbled stones are. They're trickled down the lane from stones that were pulled from the earth for the jewelry making industry, and ones pieces that were either too small or not perfect enough in any number of ways without going too far into it to make into a piece of jewelry. And so they're then tumbled down and sold. I actually mostly sell raw stones and work with them, preferably because one, they're bigger, and two, it's less waste. It's less wasted energy. It's less wasted pieces of stone all over the place. Hey, it's great to see you too. I definitely have aventurine, and I will absolutely add it there for you. It's so great to see you here. Thank you for the support. I have to give your YouTube some shout outs too, but I will actually, I'll put a link in the description after we end. Unfortunately, if you do it, like I've set some filters to block for spamming purposes links, but I will add it to the description box of this video. So when you watch it in the future, it'll be there. Thank you for being here. Let's go ahead and add some aventurine. Speaking of cast-offs from the jewelry industry, this is one of them. Here we go. These are unsold store stock. These are scarabs. These were carved up in the 1970s, if not before, probably even the 60s, to be made into the very trendy at the time bracelets, where each scarab meant transformation, renewal, rebirth, and each stone would bring with it the healing essence of that particular stone, and you would make like a talisman bracelet. And like all trends do, they wax and they wane. And this is a particular trend that I happen to still really like, but there was a stone dealer who was getting ready to retire, and he really wanted some Reiki, and he was really tight on funds. And I love crystals, so he offered to work with me in exchange for some of the old store stock that he didn't think was going to sell before he retired. And so I got a ton of scarabs, and I absolutely love them. There's some of these stones that you can't quite find this quality anymore. They've just been mined out. So, so appreciative of them now. But yeah, I use aventurine a lot for that idea of when we need to get out of our own way, in a sense, like when our confidence is waning. And I feel like it helps me with this idea of I'm more than I think I can be. Totally the stone for that for me. So thank you for requesting it. I'm glad to see you here. Let's see, what else do I want to add? Do I want some grounding? Let's see. I know it would be a great choice for right now, given, gestures widely at the world. How about some blue calcite? Blue calcite is amazing for sort of shock trauma of emotions, and I mean, I think we can all say we're there. We're there. Anybody with a heart and a soul, we're kind of there. So I'm going to put that in, and probably some, I feel like, to complement the stones that you both chose, some blue lace agate. Blue lace agate. I feel like it falls between aventurine and sodalite on the scale of stones that are complementary. It helps with seeing our emotional needs, acknowledging them, and communicating them. Really excellent complement to both of the stones you selected. So I'm going to go ahead and drop some of those in. And in just a moment, I'm going to switch things over to the next camera view, where you'll be able to actually see me build the grid. Just a heads up that the transition screen, I need to reset that. But honestly, if that's the only hiccup we have today, technologically speaking, I think we did great. So yeah, so I'll put these guys out. There's so little. So any other requests? It's good to see you both. And thank you for being here today. We all need all the healing that we can get. Okay. I think we are about ready to go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and do that thing. Okay. Let me go ahead, and I'm just going to switch us over to the next camera view. Okay, here's our crystal grid for today. We've got our sodalite. We've got our amethyst. We've got our aventurine. We've got our blue calcite, and we've got our blue lace agate. Thank you so much for co-creating this. And so for those of you who are here, who've been here before, welcome. Those who might be new, also welcome. I'm just going to take a moment and discuss a little bit about community distance Reiki, how this event will work today, and how you can make the most of it. Thanks again for being here. The most important thing to kind of highlight here as we're building this grid and we're kind of looking at what's been put together through the requests is this. There's a concept of communal qi. We especially see it in Chinese medicine. And the concept of communal qi is that the more people come together with a shared intention, the greater the energy potential of all of that together. So it's sort of like the more people, thank you so much. It's sort of like the more people come together, same or similar intention, the greater the energy potential for everyone is magnified. So simply by being here, you're already sort of amplifying the healing vibes that everyone is able to connect with. So thank you for that. Uh, Additionally, I'll keep all of our individual energies separate from one another and protected as we're here together, and if you might be watching this as in the future. So hello to the future from the past. Thank you for being here. So Reiki, as I understand it, and I practice mostly in the Usui tradition, which is named after Mikao Usui. He created this particular method of working with spiritually guided life energy, which is what Reiki means, in about the 1920s, and he created it for folks who were modern of that time. And in Japan in that time, it was quite dicey. There was rising imperialism. You were not allowed to teach religion. You were not allowed to teach or practice a lot of things. And as a Buddhist monk, he was definitely towing a lot of lines just by walking around in the community. Uh, One of the things that he did, he went onto a mountain, he fasted, he meditated, and he came to he had gone up with the intention of, what do I leave behind? What is to be my gift before I leave this earth? And this particular practice of working with this energy is what came through. Reiki energy as just an energy source in Japan is thought to be something everyone has access to. It doesn't necessarily require any training. It's mostly passed down in families. And his practice of working with it was meant to help folks connect with this energy in a deeper way, create a more structured practice, and bring this practice to others should they feel called. From the 1920s till now, it's almost 100 years old. It'll be 100 years old next year. Thinking of how many people globally it has impacted is just tremendous. He was only able to teach for 3 years before he passed away, and yet it has reached people as far away as us here. But the energy is timeless. Everyone has access to it. No one owns it. There's no special thing you need to do in order to access it. However, through my training and such, I've sort of developed a deep relationship with it, and I've learned some techniques to help direct more of it to you, wherever you happen to be, whenever you happen to be, because this energy connects all of us. It's not foreign to our body, mind, or spirit. It's something that our body, mind, and spirit are actually really comfortable with. We might not on a conscious level acknowledge what energy is in our cultures, except, to think of it as maybe as vibes or something along those lines. At the same time, our body, mind, and spirit work with it all the time. So as we, just as when we drink a glass of water and we feel our body knows what to do with it, same thing here. Your body, mind, and spirit will know how to make the best use of Reiki. It may support you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, or all of the above. During our time together, I encourage you to just get comfortable. You can lay down, you can sit up, you can move around, you can stretch, you can do yoga to this, whatever works for you. As I go through this, you might feel inclined to sleep. That's actually really common. Reiki is seen, much like many types of meditation, to bring about a gain of theta brain waves within the brain. So this is actually what happens when we're in deeper states of sleep, like when we're dreaming. So hypnagogic imagery or dreamlike images may kind of flicker and float through your mind as you're receiving some Reiki. Awesome. Notice what comes up. You might feel some emotions bubble up. You might feel like you're going to go to sleep. Go ahead, go to sleep. You might feel that this is just a fruitful place to kind of think some things through. You might feel physical body sensations. You might hear some stuff. Every session's a little different, and today I've been practicing professionally now for 13 years. And I've got to say, pretty much every session I've ever given or received has always felt at least a little bit different. So I encourage you to just notice and see what the Reiki has in store for you. You can, at any point in time, think of what you want the Reiki to especially address. If you've got an ache or a pain or a desire or something you're working on. Uh, but at the same time, you don't have to focus on anything and you don't have to keep a silent mind. Reiki meets you exactly where you're at, exactly as you are today. So, with that said, enjoy your session. I'll be quiet for about a half an hour. You'll see my hands towards the screen and you can just enjoy the music. If you like this music, there's a wonderful artist who's created this. Her information is in the details. You can go ahead and check her out. She's got her own channel and lots of music to enjoy if you do this kind of work on your own. Uh, and yeah, so during, I'll just go ahead and I'll send. I won't be super active in the chat. I'll just kind of be monitoring it. And at the end of one half an hour, you'll hear my voice come back in, and I'll invite you to take a deep breath, maybe stretch a couple times, gently come back to your body. And at any point in time, you can disconnect, you can go on about your day. Know that if you get disconnected from the internet, that's okay. The Reiki still keeps flowing. And at the end, when I come back into chat, you can go ahead and ask any questions that you have. I'll be more than happy to answer them then. Thank you so much for being here. You're part of the energy healing today. And I deeply appreciate all of you coming together, making some time for yourselves, because that's so important. Enjoy your session. And if at any point in time you get distracted or your mind starts doing the, what is this? What does that mean? But what does that do? Just take a deep breath and the Reiki will take care of the rest. Thanks again for being here and enjoy your session. encourage you now to take a deep breath. Slowly come back to the room. Check in with your body, and if you'd like, stretch, move, or bend any way that feels natural. And when you're ready, you can slowly begin to open your eyes. Come back to the space that you're in. Thank you so much for being here today. It's an honor and a pleasure to share this healing with all of you. Thank you so much for all of the beautiful positivity in the chat. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to use the chat. Go ahead and ask, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. I don't know about you all, but I feel so much better. Oh, thank you all so much. The week's schedule is in the description box. The next community distance Reiki is tomorrow, Thursday the 10th at 8 a.m. And you can always, thank you so much. Yeah, the music is working well. I'm so glad you like it. I do this 6 times a week. You can always see the upcoming dates on my website, learnreikiphiladelphia.com, by subscribing here or following me on Instagram at Learn Reiki Philadelphia. You'll be able to see all the upcoming dates. We always do full moons and new moons, and we have standard dates throughout the week. It's always Eastern time. I'm on the East Coast of the US. So like I said, tomorrow, Thursday, 8 a.m., Fridays at 4 and 8 p.m., and Sundays at 8 p.m. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that felt amazing. I hope you have an amazing day too. I'm lucky enough I get to go, I'm teaching a new Reiki 1 class beginning tonight. So I have some new students beginning tonight getting their attunements in a little over a half an hour. So I'm excited about that. So glad to see you all here. Thank you so much for coming out and showing your support. I deeply appreciate it. And yeah, the music is great. The musician who created this music, she's linked in the description. It's really beautiful stuff. It's got such good vibes. It's what I listen to during the day when I'm editing and doing all the things that I do in the background. Yeah. So excited to see this move over to YouTube. I'll also be doing some guided self Reiki sessions. So if you're looking to practice on yourself, this is the place to be. I'll be uploading those regularly as soon as I get the hang of this under my belt. And of course, the community Discord link. And if you would like to contribute, all of that kind of stuff, it's all linked in the description. But most importantly, thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, if you could like the stream, that would be amazing. And subscribe if you feel like it. But thank you so much for being here. It was wonderful to see you all. Anybody have any questions? And thank you to those of you who requested crystals for the grid. Oh, it felt really nice to sit in the presence of all those crystals. Yeah, thank you all so much. Sweet. So yeah, like I said, tomorrow, Thursdays at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, I'm here. Remember, for those of you who are overseas, and I know a lot of my people are, just remember that it's next weekend, I believe, that we go into daylight savings time. Uh, Yeah, sorry about that. I'll put a reminder out on everything to remind you that our hours shift will be springing forward 1 hour. I believe that's next week. So I'll let you know. I'll give you a reminder. Thank you all so much for being here. And of course, if you have questions and you're watching this on the replay or anything, feel free to go ahead and look me up on Instagram. We're on Twitter at LearnReikiPhila. You can also, like reach out to me through here in the comments. I'm more than happy to steer you in whatever direction you need, whether it's healing arts related or questions about Reiki or questions about crystals. Uh, you can learn more about my online Reiki classes, readings with me, and all of that, as well as my crystal shop at learnreikiphiladelphia.com. I hope to see you again soon. Take care. And yeah, I'll get ready to go. Bye for now. Thanks again so much for all of the good vibes. I hope you have a beautiful day. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care of yourself, and bye for now. Bye for now. Thanks again so much for all of the good vibes. I hope you have a beautiful day. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care of yourself,